$1,400 just got filled right now at my area. Let's go. I'm up $953. I'm off to Utah. I'm out of here. I'm out of here. Team, it's going to be one of those days, one of those mornings, one of those weeks that you just can't even sleep because you're so excited about trading. Right now, the stock market is running all the way up to record highs. Yes, since the dinosaurs, we have not seen the stock market up this high. Let's go ahead and check it on out. The S&P 500. Take a little bit of a step back here. 15-minute time frame. We are now at the price of 483. Traders, we have gone through times in history, the medieval times. We have seen Halley's Comet. I've seen the Northern Lights, and I have never seen something so damn beautiful in my life. Look at this right now. The S&P 500 all the way up to 484. Team, let's break this thing on down. Let's go over it all. Let's make sure that we're all set on this day. As you guys can see at this time, we already have this market at sky highs, and everyone is just being so enthusiastic, pushing higher and higher and higher. We have to figure out a few different things here. Number one is let's just take a look at the SPY and kind of have a little bit of a better understanding of the S&P 500. The S&P 500, if we go over to year to date, how high is the stock market up in the last 3 weeks? Because it's January 22nd right now. We're kicking off our week 4 into the market, and we want to be able to say to ourselves, okay, on average, the stock market moves around 10 to 12% every single year. Already, we're currently up 2%, and we just broke through record highs. If we take a look over the past year, the stock market is actually up over 20%, which is one of the top 10, top 15 biggest years in history in the stock market. That is pretty insane to already be able to think about. Now, last but not least, we always do want to be checking that RSI. The RSI is the relative strength index and does give us a great understanding of when things are considered overbought and when things are considered oversold. Now, when I take a look over on the S&P 500, we are sitting at a 68 on the RSI. All right, traders, well, what do we also know has a very high RSI? Well, the number one stock in the stock market, which is NVDA, which now has an 80 on the RSI. 80 on the RSI. We do have NVDA starting to build on up, and that is gapping up now above 600. That's going to have like an 82 on the RSI once the stock market opens on up. When we take a look over on NVDA, let's kind of bring this one on over right now. NVDA, we can already see over the past 1 year, NVDA is up 209%. Year to date, it's already up 23%. Traders, let's think about this for a moment. In the time, right, it takes the S&P 500 an entire year to make a 20% return on one of its best years ever. NVDA has already done that within the first 3 weeks of the stock market in 2024. So pretty nuts to think about. When we go over and we check out NVDA, I want you guys to see that this play is already up above 600. Man, oh man, are people getting excited about this play. This is a life-changing play. This is a money-making play. Go ahead, trade in that Toyota Corolla for a Lamborghini. Go ahead and trade in that bi-level house for, again, a Colonial. I think that's a step up. I'm just trying to think of different houses. Let's go with a 10,000 square foot house. I grew up in a bi-level, okay? So, hey, we love it, okay? It's home. I love that place. My parents worked their ass off for it. Beautiful. Had the best childhood in the world. Blessed beyond words. So, let's see what we have over on NVDA here. Going all the way up towards a $600 level, seeing if this thing is going to be able to continue to spike and rip and run. But we have to ask ourselves a few questions. When is the point of ridiculousness? When is the point where NVDA is going to get up too high that it has to start getting some sort of pullback? Is there a number in your head that this market is just going up way too high that we are going to see these pullbacks, that we are going to see these drops? To me, it comes on down to when is the S&P 500 going to pull back? The SPY game plan. This is huge, so listen up. Traders, the SPY controls the market. It is a big basket of the best stocks out there. When the SPY falls, usually the rest of the market falls as individual stocks are dragged down with it. So the question you need to ask yourself is how high can the SPY go? To me, this is a very clear answer, $500. For those who do not know, $500 is a very strong psychological resistance line. Just like $1, $10, $25, $50, $100, there are numbers that we tend to see pullback selling as it is a strong mental barrier. For example, NVDA hit $500 5 times with $75 plus sell-offs each time. The SPY will do something similar. Will it break $500 in the future? 100%, but it will not be easy to break. I am telling every single person right now, right here, my puts will be starting at around 487.50 all the way up to 500. This is not a day trade, but a swing trade to hold for a few weeks. I will slowly scale in as the market climbs higher to 500. So traders, that is what I am going to be looking for coming up in the future. Just a heads up for every single trader. Most likely going to be doing it on SPX, but as the SPY gets closer to 500, I'm going to be scaling it into put contracts. Probably expirations that are 3 to 4 months away. Doesn't mean I'm going to hold that long, but I just want to have no time decay, not have to worry about any of these Greeks, and just realize that this market will get some sort of pullback and turning. Let me show you exactly what I mean on this, okay? We take a look over on the S&P 500, and we could see that the S&P 500, let's go back to a monthly time frame, is the highest it's ever been in existence. We are now gapping all the way up towards around the price of 483. Now, the S&P 500, I want to see this up to 487. I want to see this up to 490. I want to see this up towards around 500. But I do not think we go above 500. And even if it did, I think it's going to have a nasty pullback then very soon right after 500. Because the thing is, we take a look over on, let's say, NVDA. NVDA, ladies and gentlemen, we head on over towards the daily chart. Break this on down. Take a look. This is obviously the breakout. We can see that NVDA went absolutely bananas, absolutely crazy after it broke, guess what price? 500. So, if you guys realize, NVDA started all the way behind me at $137, and it climbed, got up to the price of 481. It fell back down to 400. It fell $81 when it got near 500. Then it came on up towards the price of $499 and it fell down to $448. It fell 50 bucks. Then it went up to the price of $500 and then fell all the way down to $410, $90. Then it went back up to $475 and then fell all the way down to $391, an $80 drop. Then it went up to $500 and fell on down to $450, a $50 drop. Then the same thing happened again from $500 down to $473, and then finally we broke out. But to say that the S&P 500 is going to now go up to 500 and just break through it, that's probably unrealistic. I'm thinking another green day today. I'm thinking a possible green day tomorrow. But if we start going up towards, again, 487, 490, this could be the future. This could be the future. This could be the future. And then, yes, down the road, I will say the SPY will break out. I do think the SPY can go all the way up towards 600, 800, 1,000 in time. In time could be 5 years from now, could be 10 years from now, could be 20 years from now. But if you're saying, is the SPY, will it ever break 500? The answer is yes, 100%. It'll break 1,000, it'll break 2,000, but that could be a 200 years down the road. You know what I mean? So I'm saying the market always moves on up. When we take a look over on the S&P 500 and we just go back to the biggest time frame we can, go all the way back, the market moves on up. Year after year after year, the stock market moves on up. We do get nasty pullbacks every now and then, and that's what I think. A nasty pullback will happen after we come up to that $500 region. A nasty pullback should happen as we're near that $500 region. I don't think you guys realize at this moment, you are at an opportunity that not many people see. And what do I mean by this? We are at record highs. Right now, you are at an opportunity that not many investors are going to take advantage of. Not many investors even get to see. When was the last time we were at record highs? Well, if we want to take a look at this, the last time we saw record highs was at the very beginning of 2022, 2 years ago. And as we came up to record highs, it came crashing all the way back on down. Now, I still think there's a little bit more juice left up towards around 500, but I want to take advantage of this. We are at record highs. Record highs is not usually a time that we want to start piling on more money. Have you ever heard someone say, oh yeah, buy at the highest point possible? Has anyone ever said that? No. People say buy on the dips. People take profits near record highs, and it's going to slow down momentum until it starts to shift. So we want to have that momentum just slowly start stalling out, and maybe by the end of this week, we start getting our put contracts. As we get up to 500, we start getting our put contracts. You have to realize, team, take a look right now at this chart. I'm about to change your trading life at this moment. Take a look over on the S&P 500, and let's just look at any sort of strong pop where we hit record highs. Here's a strong pop. We hit record highs. We had a strong pullback. Here is a strong pop. We hit record highs. Here's a strong pullback. Here's a strong pop where we hit record highs. Here's a strong pullback. Here's a new record highs. Very big pullback. And ladies and gentlemen, we are going to be up towards this region. I want to take advantage of what I think would probably come down to here. I don't think we're going into a deep recession. I'm just talking about natural, normal history of understanding people are going to take profits at record highs. People are not going to be adding and buying and putting in millions of dollars at the highest point we've ever been. That really doesn't make much sense. So please make sure that you guys understand this. SGMT, guys, I don't want to miss this play. There is a huge amount of shorting opportunity on this play, but this thing looks like it's alive. 1875 going to be a strong resistance line. If it does have a pullback, we could pull all the way on back down towards around this purple line. Purple line is right around 1535. If it does spike, we're gonna have one of those like upper shadows as we know and love. So how much higher is this thing going? Traders, I think at this moment, let's just kind of see if it's a 5-minute hold. What time is it opening up at? All right, let's just kind of get this all dialed in here. SGMT, 9:50 and 7 seconds. If it's a 5-minute hold, it gets unholted at 9:55 and 7 seconds. Deck, do you like the long or the short? I still think there's more juice in this. I really do. I think there's more juice into this play, but I definitely want to try to catch somewhere near the top. If I can get entries, I'm going to say in the high 20s, I think that would be a very solid area to go ahead and pull the trigger and look for some sort of pullback. So I'm going to look for entries, high 20s. So I want to see if this thing can gap on up towards like 1950 and maybe spike on up very quickly to 2070, maybe somewhere up towards around 2060, maybe comes on up towards 2090. Maybe again, we could throw in another entry at just a little bit lower so we get filled like a 2040. So we can throw in these kind of different areas that we could look to be able to get filled and look to be able to make a quick dollar on. So I do think if we can go all the way on up towards, you know, gap up towards 1950 and then another quick spike to $20 plus, that could be a solid area for us to be able to make some money and for us to be able to make some cash. So I'm just going to have those orders all set and ready to go. And if we do get filled on this, okay, great. I mean, we're getting in on this play after it spiked from $6 all the way up to $20 plus. I think that's a pretty good area to look for an entry from $6 to $20. We're getting in and shorting after a $15 climb. So we got a lot of opportunity to see if that thing can drop. I don't want to just short it though right at where it's at right now, just because that is a little scary. All right, guys, we might open on up in the next 5 seconds. Stay alert here. 5-second potential in 3, 2, 1. SGMT. SGMT is live. SGMT is live. We're still going. SGMT is live. We're still going. Next LULD is 2090. Guys, just got filled 100. Guys, I am in right now. Just got filled right now at my area. 1,100 shares at that top mark. So again, we are in on this play, looking for this stock to drop on down. Can we crack 20 bucks? If we can crack 20 bucks, guys, let's go. Let's go. I'm up $953. $953 at this moment. Trying to get out a little bit out of this play. We got, again, 1,100 bucks right now. Getting a little bit of a crack. $1,300, $600. Guys, we're up $1,500 right now. We got, again, $100 left on this to play. $1,300, baby. $1,300 just like that, baby. Ah! Spotting out the highs. High of the day, 2070. Ah! $1,300, and I'm off to Utah. I'm out of here. I'm out of here. Could pull all the way on back down towards around this purple line. We can crack 20 bucks. Guys, let's go. $1,300, $600. Guys are $1,300. 2090. Guys, just got filled 100. Guys, I am in right now.